morning, I'm Sarah Saksinanna and these are the top stories so far. Nepal Communist Party gears for impeachment motion against the Chief Justice, reject Deepak Raj Joshi. NCP parliamentarians collect signatures. Budget of 150 billion rupees required to ensure fundamental rights related to health. Implementation of right for free education up to 12th grade complicated as well. At least 40 people dead after a ferry capsized on Lake Victoria, Tanzania. Officials suspect the number who drowned could be more than 200. And Afghanistan clinches an emphatic victory of 136 runs over Bangladesh in the Asia Cup. Rashid Khan stands out with a superb all-round performance for Afghanistan. Let's begin with the latest national political updates. Parliamentarians of the ruling Nepal Communist Party NCP have collected signatures to file an impeachment motion against senior Supreme Court Justice Deepak Raj Joshi, who was rejected for the position of the Chief Justice. NCP lawmakers began preparations to file an impeachment motion against Joshi, who instead of resigning after being rejected by the Parliamentary Committee for Chief Justice, resumed attending the Supreme Court in capacity of the senior justice and began looking into cases. Speaking with Kantipur News, NCP Chief Whip Dev Gurung said that an impeachment motion would be filed based on the need. Joshi, who took a leave from office after being rejected by the Parliamentary Committee, began attending the Supreme Court and looking into cases following the appointment of his junior Om Prakash Mishra as the Chief Justice. NCP is making preparations for the impeachment motion as Joshi will remain in line to be recommended yet again for the position of Chief Justice on the basis of seniority as the tenure of Mishra ends in 3 months' time. Now, based on the constitutional provision, 1/4 of the lawmakers can register an impeachment motion. NCP already boasts the 2/3 vote required for the approval of the impeachment motion. Now, if the laws related to fundamental rights assured by the Constitution are to be completely implemented, nobody will be deprived from basic health services in the country. Political determination, budget of 150 billion rupees in the health sector and aggressive strategy are imperative for practical implementation of the laws. Despite the claim of providing 70 different medicines for free, the policy has for years been limited to mere slogans. The government has failed to ensure the access to medicines across the country due to inadequate budget and ill management. The Parliament has already endorsed laws for implementation of the constitutional right of free basic medical services. Based on the laws, nobody will be deprived of emergency medical services and equal access for treatment has been assured. Now, economists specializing in the health sector have opined that the budget in the sector must be doubled to ensure complete implementation of these fundamental rights along with efficient operation of all stakeholder departments. The government has allocated 4.29% of the total budget, which sums up to 56 billion rupees in the health sector. However, the Health Department has said that the amount is inadequate for the services ensured by the Constitution. Many former administrators claim that the services assured by the Constitution can be provided with the existing budget. They are of the opinion that utilization of the budget and sound management play a key role. Former Finance Secretary Shanta Raj Subedi suggests also making use of private institutions for basic free services by expanding the health insurance. To ensure access of medical facilities for all, inclusion in the Constitution is not enough. Appropriate strategy, qualified human resource and sound management of budget can only lead to attaining these goals. Now, moving on with the government's endorsement of the bill related to compulsory and free education, community schools across the nation will be not allowed to charge fees from students under any heading. However, at a time when the schools that operate classes till the 10th grade are charging fees under several pretexts, terming the amount provided by the government minimal. Implementation of the law for free education remains a doubt thereafter. Now, based on the international criteria, textbooks, medical security, lunch, stationeries and uniform must be provided free of cost under free education. However, the bill endorsed by the Parliament does not include providing stationery materials and uniform. Lunch for students belonging to the marginalized communities have been given continuity following wide pressure. With the endorsement of the bill, students of the community schools will not have to pay for their education up to 12th grade. Now, the private schools will have to provide scholarships based on the number of students. Schools with up to 500 students must provide 10% scholarships. Those with up to 800 will have to provide 12%, while the criteria for schools with more than 800 students has been set at 15% scholarship. As the private schools can charge fees from students, and considering the limited capacity of community schools to accommodate students, implementation of the free education is challenging. In addition to that, implementation of free education up to the 12th grade appears to be a daunting task for the government, where not even a single teacher has been deployed for grade 11 and 12. With the ongoing preparations for closure of the Federal Parliament sessions, 10 committees of the House of Representatives have finally been provided with leadership. As the ruling Nepal Communist Party heads 8 committees and Sanghiya Samajwadi Forum and Nepali Congress lead 1 committee each, the committees now have the highest number of women chairpersons in the parliament history. Unanimous candidacies were filed at the 10 committees 3.5 months after the endorsement of the regulation for operation of the House of Representatives. Of the 10 committees, 6 are chaired by women. All the unanimous chairpersons are to be endorsed by the meetings of the committees slated for today. Sashi Shrestha will chair the State Management and Good Governance Committee. Kalyani Khadga was unanimous for Development and Technology Committee, while Purna Kumaresh Subedi will chair the Agriculture, Cooperatives and Natural Resources Committee. Likewise, Pavitra Nirola Kharel will head the International Relations Committee. Neeru Devi Pal will chair the Women and Society Committee, while Jayapuri Kharti will lead the Education and Health Committee. Meanwhile, Krishna Bhakta Pokhrel will lead the Law and Human Rights Committee, while Krishna Prasad Dahal will head the Finance Committee. Now, these are all NCP parliamentarians. Main opposition Nepali Congress has to satisfy with the Accounts Committee. Prior to this, Nepali Congress had been protesting with demands of leadership at least 4 of the committees. Delay in selection of leadership has led to inefficient performance of the committees considered as the mini parliaments. The chairpersons will now be responsible towards making the government accountable to the parliament and ensuring the efficient performance of the committees to protect the prestige of the parliament. And moving on, delay in integration at lower ranks of the then CPN-UML and CPN-Maoist Centre has rendered thousands of cadres without any roles and responsibilities despite the unification of the two parties 4 months ago. In a situation, leaders at the centre are busy in foreign tours instead of giving final touches to the party unification. Meetings of the Central Committee, Politburo and Standing Committee have only been held for one time since the unification between the two parties. Despite the meetings of the party secretariat, integration procedure of lower ranks still is in a state of dilemma. The modality for integration remains to be concluded on because of factional interests and increasing foreign tours of the party chairman duo KP Sharma Oli and Pushpa Kamal Dahal. Leaders and cadres at the lower ranks are struggling to find their roles and responsibilities as the senior leaders have been busy in foreign tours instead of prioritizing conclusion of the unification. The senior leaders' affinity for foreign tours, despite stranded condition of party structure at the provincial and ward levels, is surprising. Chairman Dahal recently returned from his India and China visit. Meanwhile, another chairman and also the Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli is set to embark for the United States of America for 2 weeks on 22nd of September to participate at the United Nations General Assembly. The upcoming tour of Oli is certain to delay the integration process. Now, this has increased pressure on the leadership to put on hold their foreign tours to conclude on the integration of party entities. Now, entities within the party keep the party active and progressing. However, failure in formation of the unified party structure despite the lapse of 4 months since the unification has left stranded 18,000 cadres, which has also halted reaching out to the public. It's now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And your question is, what should be done by the government to address the issue of unemployment? Your options are A, development of industries, B, stress on technical and vocational education, and C, promote entrepreneurship. Voting for that question is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. With that, it's now time for the sports update.
Sports news.
Afghanistan has clinched an emphatic victory of 136 runs over Bangladesh in the Asia Cup match played yesterday. Rashid Khan, who turned 20 yesterday itself, came out with a superb all-round performance to give Afghanistan the win in the dead rubber group game. In the match played at the Sheikh Zayed Stadium in Abu Dhabi, Afghanistan opted to bat first, having won the toss and put up a total of 255 runs in 50 overs, losing 7 wickets. Afghanistan laboured at the start, losing 2 wickets in 28 runs. Rahmat Shah returned the pavilion, making a paltry 10 runs, while Ihsanullah made only 8 runs. Rashid Khan and Gulbuddin Naib, however, partnered for 95 runs to give Afghanistan a comeback in the game. Both Khan and Naib remained unbeaten at 57 and 42 runs. Likewise, Hasmatullah Shahidi contributed 58 runs for Afghanistan. Towards bowling, Shakib Al-Hasan took 4 wickets. Chasing a target of 256 runs, Bangladesh went all out at 119 runs in 42 overs. Bangladesh lost its 4th wicket at 43 runs, which left the team struggling. Saqib and Mahmudullah partnered for 36 runs, contributing an individual 32 and 27. However, Rashid Khan, who was in a spectacular form, took both their wickets. Likewise, Mujib Rahman and Gulbuddin took 2 wickets each. Bangladesh is set to clash against India under the Super 4 round later today, while Afghanistan is to take on Pakistan. And that's all for the moment. Keep watching Kantipur TV HD for more news and entertainment. Have a great day ahead.